Would you ever date a coworker? Richard's story will open your eyes about it. And before starting the story, please like and subscribe. Let's go. Richard was always a laid-back guy, dedicated to his work and respected by his colleagues at the office. He worked at a tech company in Indiana, where he met Janet, a coworker who quickly became his partner in casual encounters. At first, everything seemed perfect. They enjoyed each other's company during coffee breaks, exchanged flirty messages, and even went out for lunch together. The chemistry between them was undeniable, and Richard appreciated the lightness of their relationship. However, as time went on, things started to get complicated. Janet began to exhibit possessive behavior, wanting to know where he was and who he was with at all times. Richard noticed she was becoming demanding and jealous, while he just wanted to keep things casual. He tried to explain that he wasn't looking for anything serious, but Janet seemed unable to grasp that. After a particularly heated argument about a misunderstanding related to a message he sent to a female friend, Janet decided she no longer wanted to continue their encounters. What Richard didn't expect was that this separation would lead to devastating consequences. A few days after their breakup, Janet made a false accusation of harassment against him. She claimed that he had made inappropriate comments during their interactions at work and that their exchanges had made her uncomfortable. The company took her accusation very seriously and immediately launched an internal investigation. Richard was shocked to learn of the allegation. He had never crossed any boundaries with her or any other colleague. The investigation was swift but painful. Even without concrete evidence, the atmosphere in the office changed drastically. Rumors began to circulate, and many co-workers started avoiding Richard, fearing association with someone under suspicion of harassment. He tried to defend himself and clarify the situation, but his reputation was already tarnished. Conversations that were once friendly now carried suspicious glances and whispers behind his back. After an agonizing week, the company decided to terminate his employment, citing the need to protect the workplace environment. Richard left the office with a heavy heart and a confused mind. He never imagined that a casual relationship could lead to such severe consequences. As he walked out, he glanced back at familiar faces. Some looked sympathetic, while others were clearly indifferent to what had really transpired. The following months were an immense challenge for him. Richard spent countless hours sending out resumes and preparing for interviews, but every time he reached a new job opportunity, the shadow of the accusation loomed overhead. The interviews were tough. He felt like people could see his desperation and frustration written all over his face. The feeling of being judged without having done anything wrong consumed him. In one particularly memorable interview, a hiring manager stared intently at him while reviewing his resume. "You have an impressive background," the man said, "but can I ask why you left your last job?" The question made Richard's stomach twist. He hesitated before answering. There was a misunderstanding, he started but quickly realized that words alone couldn't convey the complexity of what had happened. Richard remembered how difficult it had been to explain everything to his family and close friends when he lost his job. He tried to keep things light during family dinners, but there was always that questioning look on their faces, a mix of concern and curiosity about what had really happened at his previous workplace. He knew he needed to be honest with them eventually but feared their reactions. Finally, after months of relentless searching, Richard secured a new job at a smaller company. However, the salary was significantly lower, and the position was far beneath what he had previously held. He felt as though he had taken a step backward in his career. Once a respected senior analyst, now he found himself in a junior role on a small team. The frustration weighed heavily on him as he tried to adjust to this new reality. At his new job, Richard worked hard while grappling with the stigma of his previous dismissal. It was challenging for him to focus on daily tasks when his mind was still caught up in the injustice he had faced. His new co-workers were friendly. They made an effort to include him in conversations during breaks and invited him out for lunch, but Richard felt like he needed to prove himself all over again. He began noticing how interactions in this new environment were different from those at his last job. Conversations felt lighter and less fraught with tension. Still, There were moments when he sensed curious glances from new colleagues, as if they knew something about his past that he wasn't ready to share. Over time, he started rebuilding his professional confidence and dedicated himself fully to his new role. He asked thoughtful questions in meetings and sought every opportunity to learn about ongoing projects. However, the emotional scars from his previous experience lingered on. Richard also began attending online support groups where people shared similar experiences regarding false accusations and their repercussions on personal and professional lives. He found solace in hearing stories from others who had faced unjust situations like his. It helped alleviate some of the emotional weight he carried. As months passed by, Richard realized he needed to let go of the past. He began networking with former colleagues and friends in the industry to explore new opportunities again. In some informal conversations, he discovered openings at larger companies where he could showcase his skills without being judged by past events. With renewed determination, Richard decided to invest in online courses to enhance his technical skills and increase his marketability. He spent evenings studying advanced programming techniques and project management while balancing responsibilities at work. Finally, after months of consistent effort, he landed an interview with a well-known company recognized for its inclusive and respectful environment. During the final interview, Richard presented his ideas confidently. It felt like he was finally regaining his passion for work. Although he secured a new position with better pay than before, Richard still carried with him the lessons learned about trust and respect in personal and professional relationships. He knew that while he had overcome a difficult period in his life and was ready to move forward, he would always remain vigilant about those around him to avoid falling into another painful situation like that again. Richard moved forward with renewed vigor in his professional life, while knowing that he could never completely erase the scars from the past. Each day represented a fresh opportunity for rebirth, a constant reminder of how important it is to nurture relationships around us as we strive for growth both personally and professionally. He also began exploring new activities outside of work as a way to relieve stress accumulated during those tough months. He took up outdoor sports like running in local parks or even yoga classes on Saturday mornings, finding balance as he rediscovered joy beyond corporate life. And so continued his journey, a resilient man facing unexpected challenges while seeking to build a better future for himself without allowing shadows from the past overshadowing newfound achievements, an example of how it's possible to overcome adversity when one has the courage to start anew even amidst life's darkest moments. Share your thoughts on the comments section and don't forget to follow for more videos like this one.